The excerpt of Could It Be Magic by Barry Manilow that I'll be teaching you today contains 6 different chords that you'll play with your left hand and a very simple melody that you'll play with your right hand. You can download the free specialized sheet music of Could It Be Magic by clicking on the link directly below this video player. If you've already printed out the sheet music, then let's get started. Now, you may have noticed that the sheet music looks very elementary. But I promise you, this is all you need to create a professional, full-sounding piano arrangement. It's very easy to do, and I'm going to show you how to do it in this short 10-minute video lesson. So if you're ready, let's start with the right hand melody. Okay, here's middle C. Our starting melody note is the B directly above middle C. Now, if we get our thumb on that B, we'll be able to play through that entire first line of music without moving our hand out of this position, because all of the notes in that right hand are the B, the C, the D, and the E flat, so we have all of them covered. Line 2, and it's a good idea to write in the fingering as we go. So what you might want to do is write in a 1 over that first B, and that'll allow you to have your hand in the correct position to cover all 4 of those notes that are covered in the first line. Line 2, if you get your 5th finger on that D, so write in a 5 over that first melody note in line 2. Now if you get your pinky on that D and then cover all the white keys directly below that, we now have our hand in the perfect position to play the rest of the melody notes from this excerpt of Could It Be Magic. So once you get your pinky on that D, you've got all of the melody notes covered for line 2 and for line 3. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to start with my thumb on the B. Here's line 1. Alright, line 2. So I'm going to lift the whole hand up, get my pinky on that D, cover all the melody notes in a row, so I'm D, C, B, A, and G. I'm not skipping any keys. Now, I should be able to play through the rest of this excerpt without moving my hand out of this position. Here we go. Okay, that is the right hand fingering for Could It Be Magic. Replay this part as many times as necessary. When you feel comfortable with the right hand melody, move on to the next part and I will show you the chords, the left hand chords for Could It Be Magic. Okay, here's middle C. Our first chord is a G7. We're going to start on that G directly below middle C. Now, we could play a G major chord here, okay, but just to kind of get a different effect, I made that a G7 chord. A quick, easy way to kind of convert a major chord to a 7th chord is just to take the root note, the bottom note of the chord, and move it down 2 half steps. So, a quick, easy way to go to it to play a G7 is just to move the root note down to the F. So if you're real new at chords, you might want to write these notes in above the chord symbols. So from left to right, write in F, B, and D. And a good fingering would be your pinky, your pointer, and your thumb. Okay, we're going to move to the right, our C minor chord. So we're now actually at middle C. So our pinky's on middle C. Our 3rd finger's on E flat, and our thumb is on G. Now you'll notice there are 2 chord symbols there, okay, and I'm going to show you how to do this in the next segment, but just take note of that. Alright, next measure we're going to move to the left, our A flat chord. I'm going to use both hands here just to kind of point this out, but from left to right we're going to start on the A flat, C, and then E flat will be our top note. So from left to right, you want to use your pinky, your middle finger, and your thumb. A good alternative to that would be your fourth finger, your pointer, and your thumb. But you'll notice how far my hand is up on the keyboard. Okay, you're not going to be able to be back here. You're going to have to kind of move up into the middle part of the keyboard just so your thumb can reach that high note, which is the E flat. So once again, A flat from left to right, A flat, C, and E flat. Okay, line 2, we have our G major chord, which is right below that A flat chord. So from left to right, G, B, and D. Okay, next measure we have the B flat chord from left to right, and this is a good chord to where you might want to use your fourth finger. It's just a little more comfortable than using your pinky. So 4 on the B flat, pointer on the D, and thumb on the F. So B flat, D, and F. And once again, if you're real new at chords, it's a good idea to write these notes in left to right, the way you see it on the keyboard. So just write in left to right, B flat, D, and F. Write these in directly above the chord symbol. Okay, we're going to move down to the A minor chord, which is A, C, and E. And once again, you can use either fingering, 5, 3, 1, or pinky, middle finger, and thumb is very comfortable. Okay, we're going to move left again. We're going back to that A flat chord, A flat, C, and E flat. And then we're going to end this excerpt of Could It Be Magic with the G major chord, which is G, B, and D. Okay, so replay this part as many times as necessary. When you feel comfortable with the left hand chords and the right hand melody, when you feel comfortable with them separately, move on to the next part and I will show you how to play both hands together. Okay, here is Could It Be Magic, both hands played together. So you'll notice that first melody note, the B, you'll notice directly above that is our G7 chord symbol. So since they line up together vertically, they get played together. Now, there are no other chord symbols in that measure, so you're basically going to finish out the rest of those melody notes while you keep that G7 chord held down. Now it died off here a little bit, so let me do that measure again. Okay, notice I played all of those melody notes while I kept that G7 held down. Now we're at measure 2, so I'm going to get ready to play that E flat. Notice how it lines up with the C minor chord symbol. They get played at the same time. Now you'll notice there are 2 chord symbols in that measure. So basically, there are no melody notes underneath that second C minor chord symbol, so you're going to just play that chord symbol again all by itself. Now we're at the last measure of line 1, so I'm going to get ready to play that E flat again in the right hand. That lines up with the A flat chord symbol. And then you'll notice the same situation here. You'll see that second A flat chord symbol. That's telling you to just play that note, or I'm sorry, that chord all by itself. Okay, we are at line 2. I'm going to move my 5th finger down to the D. That lines up with the G chord symbol. They get played together. Just finish out the rest of the notes in that measure since there are no other chord symbols. We are now at measure 2 of line 2. So that B flat chord lines up with the right hand D. Play the B flat chord again. Okay, last measure of line 2. That A minor chord lines up with the C. Now there are no other chord symbols in that measure, so just play the rest of those melody notes, and we are at line 3. So I'm going to play that C again in the right hand, but now it lines up with the A flat major chord. Now, there's the second A flat chord symbol in that measure. You'll notice underneath it that symbol is what's called a rest. that rest is telling you to not play any notes in the right hand. But it's not telling you to rest the left hand, it's just telling you not to play any notes in the right hand. So you're going to play that A flat all by itself, since it doesn't line up with any melody notes. And then you're going to play that C all by itself while you keep that A flat chord held down. Okay, we're at the last measure. So our G chord symbol lines up with that B. Now there are no other chord symbols in that measure, so just finish out the rest of the melody notes. Okay, that is Could It Be Magic, both hands played together. Let me play this again. I'll play it up to speed so you get a good idea of what this is going to sound like once you get it down. Here we go. Okay, this is going to take a little practice, but take your time and have fun. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. My name is Guy Fawkes, and this is EasyChordPianoLessons.com.